this evening. The vision and mission of the school welcome you here to Howard High School for our program this evening. The vision and mission of the school system is on the slide here, and I'm not going to take a moment to read it to you, but I think it is important for you to know this is what grounds our work each and every day in the school system. As opposed to Howard, this is a newer vision and mission that we had launched, and this is what we really focus on. Obviously, there's connections to the overall school system's mission and vision, but this is what we're about. What we also like to be able to do is focus on our Pride 2.0. So this is our positive behavior intervention systems. And these aspects here, PRIDE, obviously that's connection here to Lions and Pride, but it is also about the values that we focus on with our students. If you are new to the school system, or if you are returning and just forget some of these things here, take advantage of the news and information sources here, whether it's the school system website, the school website, emails that you have. The social media that we take advantage of, obviously there's Twitter, Instagram. You can do that for Howard County, for the school, for me, for the superintendent. A lot of different sources to be able to catch up on some of the great things going on in our school and in our school system. If you haven't downloaded the app, you can go ahead and do that. It is iPhone, iPad, Android, whatever you want to use in order to have some of that information readily accessible, some quick connections to the various Howard County applications. School closings and delays. I know that it's pretty early on to think about school closings and delays, but we know that there will be times when that will happen. And so you want to make sure that you are up to date on that. There's a hotline. You can also go on through those various tools to be able to find out the status of the school system or a specific school, and also sign up for alerts. Within our school, hopefully you've already met some of these folks in one of the grade level presentations you just attended, but our school counselors are listed here. We do have 7 school counselors. Our 9th grade counselors, we have 2 of those, so Miss Grieve and Miss Thomas, and then the other counselors listed split the alphabet for 10 through 12. So it all depends on what your last name is as opposed for who your counselor is. We also have a wonderful school psychologist, Dr. Gosnell, a new BSAP liaison, whom hopefully you'll have a chance to meet tonight, Ms. Thompson. Our pupil personnel worker is Jessica Jones, and our social worker is Stephanie Reynolds. Really excited for these folks to be here to provide support for mental health and well-being. Through the pandemic, we were able to, as a school system, move to one-to-one platform for high school. In fact, middle school as well. So all students have, or they will be receiving, an HCPSS issued device. That will be something that you can bring back and forth to home and school each day. Allows you to work in class as well as at home on assignments, be able to access internet, access different things that you need to order in order to complete activities. Make sure that your student does charge this device each night. And obviously, because it is something that belongs to HCPSS, be responsible. Take care of that device. It is not something to be thrown around or get wet or food on. So make sure that you are taking care of it just like you would your own personal property. Speaking of technology, hopefully you already are familiar with these systems, but make sure that you do go on and acquaint yourself with Synergy. Information about your student, and Canvas is that learning management is where you also get some great information. Family File, if you have not done so already, please make sure that you are filling out that Family File information. That Family File is the parent contact information, it's medical data, after school transportation, data privacy preferences. So this is very important for us in order for us to make sure that we can reach out to you or reach out to if you're not available, someone that can come and pick up your child if necessary. This is what we need to make sure is up to date. And this is an every year activity to update. So please make sure that you do that. We will start kind of putting out some reminders and unfortunately some ultimatums to say, listen, if you don't have this completed, your child can't go to homecoming, or can't participate in certain events. So we do need to make sure that those family files are updated. With technology, we have a new ticketing policy here. So we're doing online tickets there. So the GoFan website. So as we start our athletic season, you're going to be able to use that mobile app for admission. So there will be no cash sales on site. So you will be able to potentially, depending on the internet access, you might be able to get service and go online. But definitely recommend doing that ahead of time. So we're putting that information. Hopefully, coaches are sharing that as well, so that you are prepared for the athletic season. Speaking of preparation, we have several assessments that students might be taking depending on what grade level they are doing here. A lot of tests sometimes change, and of course, over the pandemic, we've had different levels of requirements for, do they take it, do they have to pass it, do they just sit for it, or is it just opted out? And some of these up here as well are ones that your student might not necessarily take if they're not in certain classes. When you go through your child's schedule tonight, though, they will share some of those specific information about the assessments that you would see this year. For student meals, one of the most important things to note here is that we are returning to pre-COVID student meal procedures. The federal government had subsidized breakfast and lunch for all students during the pandemic. That is no longer the case. So I know that it was getting free breakfast, free lunch. That is not happening anymore. So please remember that you do need to plan for either bringing lunch or buying lunch. If you are someone who qualifies for free or reduced lunch, make sure that you're filling out that information. So you can go on the website there, and then you can apply online to be able to begin that online application process. So with the free and reduced meals, it's not just the meals there. There's a lot of other things that you can receive free or reduced costs, such as health insurance, tuition, exam fee waivers, different kind of child care, and some other benefits. So definitely make sure that you check that out if you qualify. You also want to check out some of the information here. Our school system has really done a great job in broadening the supports for LGBTQIA plus youth. And so there's different information that you can access. You can look at this presentation. You can go on the school system website, and there's a lot of jump off points for resources and information. So as we close the presentation, I do want to be able to get specific a little bit about Howard High School. And so I want to share that the theme that we are embracing this year is Howard Renaissance. And as we kind of start to emerge out of that pandemic experience, I know that we're still in there. It is definitely one where we feel like we've kind of been in the dark ages a little bit. It's been very difficult with at home, the shutdowns of the schools, even in-person learning last year. We've had a lot of challenges over the last few years, and we're looking for that sense of normalcy. We're looking for that sense of reemergence of what school pride is all about and what that excitement is about, being in high school, being together, and a lot of the things that we want to make sure we celebrate. And it's not to say that we haven't had great things happening, but it has been very tough. So we want to really have this sense of a renaissance this year. Some of that begins with making sure that we have those behavioral expectations for what school is about. Like I said, we faced at Howard High School and across the county, across the state, across the country, a lot of challenges with student behaviors. And we recognize that, the lack of structure that students perhaps had when they were in a at-home environment, on their own, and could do things whenever they wanted to. The adjustment coming back into a more routine type of experience was a little challenging. So we do want to continue to have support for students, and be able to provide that safe, engaging, supportive learning environment. This is part of that student code of conduct. We're looking for ways that we can instruct and rehabilitate rather than just punish there. Okay. Yes, there's going to be consequences that we have, but we want to make sure that we're focusing on students learning. What are the expectations? How do I meet those expectations? We are preparing students not just to graduate and go on to college careers, but to be productive citizens. And in order to do that, we do need to think about how we conduct ourselves, what's appropriate, and following rules. So this is a team effort. We definitely appreciate the collaboration that we have with not just the students who will be coming in, but you as families supporting our efforts and making it a safe and successful year for everyone. Coupling with that Renaissance theme, we have some rebirth or new initiatives. So we're bringing back different things, and we're also launching some new ideas that we have. So whether you have heard about some of these things already, or you will be hearing about it, but we've been talking with student leaders already, talking with staff, and we'll be focusing on this as we open up the school year next year with students about ways that we are going to really embrace a positive Renaissance type experience this year. For you, hopefully you've already had a chance to see some of these folks, maybe get some spiritware or get a membership application. But we definitely encourage you to get involved in the various groups and organizations here at Howard High School. It is definitely a great way to be able to help support your student be successful, and all students and staff be successful here. As I have shared with my staff, it is not have a great year. It is let's make a great year, because you play an active role in doing that. You're doing that by coming tonight and keep coming out throughout the year. Be a part of all of the wonderful things that we have here at Howard High School. We appreciate everything you have um, um, done so far, and that you are going to do this year. It is an exciting time, and we're really looking forward to making a great year. So have a good night tonight, and we'll see you around. Welcome you here to Howard High School for our program this evening. The vision and mission of the school system is on the slide here, and I'm not going to take a moment to read it to you, but I think it is important for you to know this is what grounds our work each and every day in the school system. As, as opposed to Howard, this is a newer vision and mission that we had launched, and this is what we really focus on. Obviously, there's connections to the overall school system's mission and vision, but this is what we're about. What we also like to be able to do is focus on our Pride 2.0. So this is our positive behavior intervention systems. And these aspects here, PRIDE, obviously that's connection here to Lions and Pride, but it is also about the values that we focus on with our students.